Words. Damn. All right, here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and start it. My friends, welcome back to the Smokey Mirror podcast. I'm here with two special guests, two people that so the studio that we record the podcast in, they had a photo shoot party. They have a bunch of different like photo shoot studios or whatever, and they brought them all together, put like these crazy scenes in them. And so I met some really cool models there, just, taking pictures of them. It was the first time I had gone, and they were really cool. And so we decided to do a podcast. So I have Sky here with me and Annye. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and then we're also going to go through some of the pictures that I took and just go from there. So Sky, why don't you kick us off?
All right. My name is Sky, obviously. I am from here, born and raised, not in Miami, but West Palm. So about an hour north from here.
West Palm.
Yeah, and I've been modeling for quite some time, ever since I was 12.
12 years old? Mm-hmm. Really?
I'm 21 now, for
reference. So almost 10 years.
Yeah, right?
So your parents got you started, or was it something you always wanted to do?
Absolutely not. My parents are not into it at all. However, when you go to the mall when you're a kid and they have those little booths that are like, be a model, sign up.
Yeah.
So I did that, right? I signed up, and I kind of did the little like runway things. You have to pay for it. So my mom kind of was like paying for it, but she was very, very, very honest and clear that she's like, Sky, this isn't real modeling. Like this is basically camp. This is for fun, It
kind of burst your bubble, right?
Right. But you got to appreciate the bluntness,
the honesty,
she wasn't stroking my ego or anything, but eventually I was like, no, I want to do this for real. I think I'm going to try and do this for real. Damn. So then I left the mall, and I started my path to getting signed.
Okay, wait. So after you left the mall, you're like 10 years old. What was the what was the path? Like, yeah, he brings it up just to, perfect.
Surprisingly enough, there's a maybe a month or two after I left, I was just applying to castings online. I don't know if you remember the movie Divergent.
I do, but
with like the factions and stuff.
Oh yeah, the factions and stuff.
Yeah, so like I guess like I applied, and at the time I had like I have crazy colored hair right now, but I had like blue and purple and pink hair, and I sent my photos in, and out of like 2,000 people, they chose like me and 8 other kids. So we all went to Georgia, and we like shot the movie for a week, and you'd be surprised how many like free opportunities there are to model and act. And like at the time I applied for it online, didn't tell my parents, and then like my dad got this call, and he's like, "What did you do?"
He's like, "What the hell?
He's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I applied for that." So I'm very action orientated. So yeah, so like I've always been like pushing my own career from even the ripe age of 12 years old.
That's dope. No, that's really dope. So you're in the movie Divergent.
I am.
Now I want to watch it.
Yeah, I gotta watch it. I'm gonna be looking out for you. Were you purple hair in that one?
Purple hair, pink hair, blue hair, long hair. I don't even. I mean, that was like, very long time ago. But I mean, you'll see me.
That's fucking crazy.
Gosh, that's so cool.
And then
you started getting more opportunities from doing that?
Yeah, I ended up signing with an acting agency in Boca, and I've done a couple other more like movies like that, like sci-fi, teen romance thrillers, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But just here and there, yeah.
That's awesome. I could tell when I seen you out there, I was looking through my camera, I was like, yeah, I can tell she works. You have a really picturesque face. Like, I don't know how else to say it.
I remember when I saw you too, I was like, the poses like so fast.
Thank you,
so natural.
Gassing me up.
No, we're gonna have to gas you up. I'm gonna keep going.
I was like, I'm nowhere near professional.
Oh my god.
No, I mean she's definitely like a pro. And even like I was getting off the bus because I just shot somebody else. And then I seen Sky coming on. I was like, oh wait, no, I need to stick around for Sky.
I remember
She's
you
great.
saying that.
I knew those pictures were gonna be lit. So yeah, those pictures came out really nice.
That's so funny.
And it's funny you mentioned like you and your boyfriend weren't prepared at all because I saw the camera he had.
Digital camera, like a pink, like oh my god, like from 2007, like
literally
a little digital camera. We had no idea that it was gonna be this whole thing.
That was that was funny. But the pictures came out great. I wasn't gonna show them on TV, but I'm just gonna put them up post production because the pictures came out nice.
Yeah,
I really like those ones.
Oh,
they even used it. They used it on
the contest.
I know. Yeah,
you won the contest. Who shot those?
Her name is on Instagram. Her handle is Little Jade Photos. She's actually a new photographer.
Dope.
So like it was really cool. We were both like, oh my god, because it was like my first time being here, and then she's like, not very well established as a photographer yet, but obviously she takes really amazing photos. So she's got a long career coming for her as a photographer.
Great for her, yo. That was super dope. I was mad I didn't win, but at the same time, I'm an amateur photographer myself. I recently got my camera, so I'm pretty new to it, but I feel like I have an eye for it and I just enjoy it.
Yeah.
I love when people hit me up like, oh, these pictures look great. You know what I mean? Like
I know your experience. So you're telling me this now.
This is
like,
surprising.
I'm really not
Fine. I'm not a model.
I'm an amateur. No, we're gonna get to that, but because when I seen you, I thought you were pretty legit too. I thought you brought your own photographers and everything. Like you look good.
Alone.
So I guess it's time for you, Annie. Go ahead and give yourself an intro.
I'm Annye with a Y.
Annie with spell it Annie because it's pretty like unique.
ANNYE.
Swag.
Oh, wow.
She got some flavor on her.
Replace
Annie.
the I.
Yeah.
Some flavor on it. And where you from?
So I was born in New York, raised in Georgia since I was 5, and then I moved to Miami in 2017
Okay.
for
Nice.
school. I went to UGA. I know you said you went to Georgia earlier. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all both went to UGA?
No.
No, she went to Georgia for the movie.
Oh, from the movie, right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I studied advertising in the University of Georgia, but I wanted to do something more like creative because that was more of like a strategy. So then I moved to Miami. There was a portfolio school called Miami Ad School. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
They moved. It's in Wynwood.
Nice.
So I wanted to focus on graphic design. I did that. I was there for 2 years. Really good experience. I got to do photography classes as well. I realized like I liked video editing, making content. It was like it tied in with what I like to do as well. Like it's like, yeah, I want to work for a company, but I also wanted to do things for myself.
Right, exactly.
And like create content. Like, oh, I'm learning a little bit of everything, like photography, video editing, graphic design. It just all comes together.
Yeah.
And well, I did struggle a little getting a job, and then the pandemic happened.
Of course.
no.
So I just like in graphic design. So I've been doing a little bit of other things.
Okay.
But I'm trying to like get back into this like field,
Sure.
the creative field.
It makes sense though why your modeling is so good, because you were like you have experience as a photographer, so like front and behind. Like that makes a lot of sense.
My friend just offered me this job. Hopefully I get it. I don't know. It's pretty much being like a photographer assistant. So I'm gonna really like that because I can learn like on the side of the photography and on that side.
Careful hitting that because it's like a gong. But no, that's perfect because like you get experience from something you want to do, but you're getting paid to do it. Not everybody
exactly.
gets to do that.
That's awesome.
And I'm working for an energy drink company, and later
Is it Bang?
Yes.
Yes.
Bang is lit.
Like,
Your CEO is
huge
lit.
on social media.
Huge on social media.
Later,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I want to try out an internship, maybe do like video editing, some graphic design things for social media, and just all ties in together.
Nice.
so
You definitely
cool.
working. You doing the right
modeling
stuff.
side, like it's like since I was little, I wanted to be a model, but it was something that my mom would just be like, Annie, you have to be in that industry, like
Same.
shut down. So I would So I'm like, okay, I guess not. But it's like I would just do it on my own. Yeah, she would like any vacation we went on, she would take 100 pictures of me posing. It's like she knew I was into it, but not like to take it serious.
I think, I feel like there is a stigma behind modeling where you have to
Yes.
be a certain body type, certain height, etc.
It was like that.
It
though.
was like
It's-
that.
It's just now recently changed too, and it's still changing. We're still not there yet. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It's ever changing. It's gotten better, but we still have plenty of time to go before it's where it needs to be.
Yeah, I think
It's getting more diverse and like I guess talked about, getting more popular. I mean, I guess Instagram, but I don't want to be like, oh, an Instagram model. Like I actually want
Right.
to do it professionally as
Yeah.
well, like with an agency, things like that. But it's like I don't know where to start. I don't know. Even when you said like you did the casting, like there is free opportunities out there. It's just I don't know where to find them.
Mm.
Like I've Googled.
Yeah.
but-
I mean, also friends too. If you have people in the
Yeah.
community, like there's lots of opportunities I've gotten from like people I know, like friends that are photographers. Are like, hey, this person's looking for a model. They'll recommend me. Now that's my job. Like you can do things like that too. So that's why these like Meet Your Muse events are so cool, is because you can like get friends and then possibly future networking opportunities.
networking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I do the photography on for fun, but I actually model a little bit too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
So
Did anyone take pictures of you at the
no one took
event?
pictures of me at the event,
I'm sorry.
but that's okay. I wasn't trying to get pictures. I was trying to be behind the camera.
Yeah.
But like when I was trying to get started, I actually joined I'll start from the beginning. I never thought about modeling ever in my life until my girlfriend at the time, she kind of wanted to do it, but she was like short, like she was really pretty and whatever, but she was short. And so there was like a modeling competition. I'm from Illinois, so like Chicago, they had one. It was like this hairdresser. His name's Mario Tricoci. They had like
I think I've heard of him.
maybe.
I think so.
Yeah, he has a contest in Chicago, and so like she wanted to be in it. And I was like, okay, cool. Like I'll just come and support you, whatever. So I'm just sitting there like kind of waiting for her to do it, and somebody's like, oh, you should like try out too. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Like I'll try it too. So I get on there, and I ended up making it, and she didn't. She was not happy.
You just stole her spotlight.
She was not happy about that.
Oh man,
I would be jealous.
It's like that. It really is.
It is like that.
But
So
if it's meant to be, like,
I know, what can I say? So I mean, that's what got me into modeling, and then just I had a little bit of success in the contest. I made the top 5 out of like thousands, so that was
look at
kind of
you.
cool.
Really good.
Yeah, I was like, all right, bet.
and you just went there to support her.
I just
right?
went there to support. I was not expecting to do it at all, but then I started. They had me walk on the runway. I'd never done that before, but I guess they liked what they saw.
Sometimes I feel like people in this industry like models that don't want to model, like
Right?
on purpose.
Yeah.
Literally.
Out of
Should model.
spite.
It's like I don't even want to model or be seen on camera, and it's like
They're like,
wish.
well, you're gonna be the top model.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're
Against your
actually
will.
you're actually number 1. We need you. Yeah, so that's how I got started. And then when I came down to Miami, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get back into it because I kind of after the contest, I didn't really pursue it.
Right.
Yeah.
I was in college. I was like, yeah, whatever, I'm doing my own thing. But now I'm here in Florida. I'm like, you know what? I can really do this. So then I
I feel
just
like the environment just gives
The environment,
that's why I'm like,
yeah.
it's back in my head, and like subconsciously, I think it's just Miami.
yeah, and I had taken some testing photos down here before with the photographer. Shout out to Scott. No, is it Scott? No, I don't even know the dude's name.
Ooh.
It is Scott. Though, yeah. shout out to Scott. Yeah, so I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can get signed with an agency. So I just Googled like agencies in the area, just sent some pictures that I had in. My aunt is a photographer. She took some of me.
Nice.
And then I got signed like that. So
Oh my gosh. See, I was asking a friend that I worked with at Bang, like earlier this week or something. She's a model. She got signed with some agency in New York or something. So I was like, so how did you do it? And she pretty much said she just sent some pictures. She emailed them. Like,
Yeah,
it's like
that's
she
it.
did it herself. And
Yeah,
then
that's
they
how
signed
it is.
her.
it's really
Most of the
easy.
time.
Like, it's really not that hard.
They have open calls
mean,
too, or
yeah,
they
that.
used to before COVID. It was like you could go in and like originally before I was signed in Miami, I would go to a lot of like modeling agencies like every week. Literally week after week, I would change my hair. I shaved my head. I went back brown. I went back,
I'm a
back
different person.
blonde. Yeah, exactly. Until I like they signed me and
Like
eventually
you're thinking like, oh, they need a specific look. Let me just keep changing until they
Yeah.
like. You know?
Absolutely. And sometimes it didn't have anything to do with my look. Like it was like, oh, you're too short, you're too this, whatever. But eventually, I mean, after 2 years of just being very
Oh my
persistent
gosh.
and like building my book up, I got signed.
So cool.
So
That's awesome.
sometimes it's not as easy,
Yeah.
It takes
It
sometimes
could be luck, or it could be like.
right, exactly.
2 years though, that's persistence. Like you wanted
Yeah,
it.
that is. Yeah.
You definitely
I'm
earned
stubborn.
it. So were you like practicing
I think
movement
like the
too?
more you get rejection, the more you want to like prove.
Absolutely.
Right?
Facts.
Yeah.
It kind of
I'm-
gives it motivates you more.
Get a
I'm
chip on your
fueled by
shoulder.
rage all the time.
Fueled by
Yeah,
rage.
no,
That's
absolutely.
real rock star energy.
Absolutely.
So, but like, were you like practicing movement or like what?
Yeah, I mean, my sister was a photographer also growing up. I mean, she didn't pursue it professionally, but it was great, like practice. Like we were just like chilling at home and I was like, hey, you want to like go shoot something? She'd be like, yeah. And we just come up with a concept and go shoot it. And then the longer I was in the industry, the more like trade for print shoots I would do, like just, back and forth with people. And I started building my book. And with every photo shoot, you get better. You
Right.
learn something new.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how long you've been in the industry. I go to a shoot and I come out knowing something every single time.
Definitely.
So,
That's
See,
dope.
this reminds me of like the portfolio school I went to. It's like it relates. You have to have a portfolio. You have to show your work,
yeah.
build it.
That's really how it is. People, when they're booking talent, they're like looking through kind of like in their mind, imagining like, oh, how would this person look in the shoot that I
Different
want to do?
scenarios,
Yeah. So
yeah.
like the more work you have, the more it's like, 'cause sometimes they don't have very much imagination. They need to see you
True.
already in action.
Visually.
Yeah.
And so if you're already doing it, it's like, oh, he did something for Ray-Bans. Like, I want him to sell my sunglasses, you know?
Exactly. There's that too. There's people that like can't always get jobs because they don't have like high brands in their book. Or if you've ever seen like you do something for Vogue and then like after that like you get booked, everybody wants you because you did something for Vogue, and then meanwhile like Vogue doesn't even pay you to be.
It's
in
like
the
your
magazine.
resume.
You know,
it's
like you know,
it's weird.
It's a clout thing almost.
It is a clout thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And especially now that it's like Instagram followers and all that, that's one.
It's like very competitive.
Very competitive. And I've even seen like they'll even ask you like, how many followers do you have? Like,
it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's like you can be like
Annoying.
less established and have like 20,000 followers and be signed, and then someone who's been working at it for years and like is really established, like modeling as a craft and movement, because it is a craft.
It
you know,
is.
it takes practice, and then they can't get signed because they have 2,000 followers. You know,
it's really weird to me because you can just buy followers. So it's
Exactly.
absolutely, yeah.
like I understand like wanting to get people who have following because you know it's you can sell it or whatever and it's more attention, but you know at the same time it's like if I can just pay to get 10,000 followers and then you sign me, it's like, is it the same thing?
It's empty followers.
It's empty followers.
Yeah.
They're bots from Russia or somewhere. You know?
somewhere.
or anywhere. Like
Yeah.
So I don't know, but what's the future look like for modeling? So I know you're still working in it, right? Is that your main career?
Yeah, I mean, I do modeling full time. I also do like tattooing part time.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that.
But like most of my income does come from modeling. I just got signed in New York.
Dope.
So that's a really huge accomplishment for me. I've been trying to get signed there for the longest. It's one of the hardest places, like even, you know, with like Milan and places outside of the country to get signed. I'm also signed in Mexico. So Mexico, Miami, and I was working towards getting signed there, and I finally did just in time for Fashion Week in September.
Dope.
So I'm going to be leaving for Fashion Week September 1st. And
Exciting.
Oh, very
I'll
soon.
be working there.
Oh, shit.
I'm excited.
Dang, we might have to.
Exciting.
Yeah, I'm a
Dude,
shorty.
I just can't believe like since you were 12, it's like
I know, right?
Since
It's
you were
crazy.
12. That's so.
like, oh my
Yo,
God.
like, I love shit like that where it's like you can see the gradual persistence, like you accomplishing your goals. Like that's the type of shit I love to see. Like
It's so nice, and it's very like I feel very supported too from like my friends and stuff. I get people that I run into from elementary school being like, "I see your stuff on Instagram. I'm so proud of you." And it's like we were in 3rd grade together. I'm like, "Oh my God," you know? It's really sweet.
yeah, that's awesome.
how does your parents feel now? Like, I made it.
Like
Like it's real.
You know, I don't think it would matter like what I did. I could be on the cover of Vogue or walking a Gucci show, and they would not care or support me.
Really?
Really, they
Wow.
really don't like me doing it.
They don't like it. Did they say why?
I don't know. I think it's just like how like older people have a stigma against
Yeah.
like the career. Like if you it's not like a real career. It's
Yeah,
not.
exactly.
Quote
It doesn't
unquote
take
real.
work.
Yeah, like it's not real, but it does.
But
like,
it pays
you
the
still have to-
bills.
It does. Yeah, it does.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that.
it's okay.
But at
you
least
know?
they're not blocking you from doing it.
Yeah, they're just not very supportive. And I have other people that are supportive, you know.
Yeah.
So
That's what
it
matters.
makes
We're
sense.
supporting
love it and
you.
you're happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got 2 homies right here that
Straight
back me.
up. Like, what more do you need?
Exactly.
That's lit. All right, Annye, so what's up with you? Like, I know you about to be modeling next too. Are you gonna try to get signed now? What's the next step?
That's what I need to know.
Well,
So I came to this the Meet Your Muse event. Like, oh, let me network with everybody and the photographers. And then at the end of it, I left and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't network with any models. Because I was just, it also felt like fast paced because I was trying to also get my pictures.
right.
And then it just went so fast. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't network with the models because I was trying to be the model. But
Right.
you know,
Well, you know at least Sky, and Sky's like,
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot.
For sure.
yeah, she's on like level 99 of the model too. I'm on like level 30, so I can help you out a little bit, but no, that's super dope. So
I'm
what,
like, I just do it on my own. but
did you
I don't
take
really-
pictures in the studio and stuff like that before the Muse?
The only times I've done like a studio was literally in Miami Ad School. When I went to that school,
Nice.
I paid like a photographer one time in Paris, but like
Nice.
Wait, you were in Paris? And
I
you
did an internship there when I was in that school.
Dope.
I've always wanted to go to Paris.
Me too.
Oh, you're
Damn,
gonna
that's
go.
lit.
With your experience, you're gonna go.
Yeah, we'll have to come. We'll have to come to a show, Paris
Yeah,
Fashion
I'll
Week.
get you
Yeah,
guys
for
tickets.
sure.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yo, that's dope. So wait, talk about the photo shoot in Paris though.
Yeah.
Isn't it sad that I never? Well, no, I posted some of the pictures on Instagram, but I'm still like, those were like the
You're
nighttime
sitting on
ones.
them? Why?
I still haven't edited the daytime, and that was 4 years ago.
Do you need help? Because I'm not a great editor, but I can help
I've
you.
been slacking on those.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I'm gonna post them.
your fans want to see. Like,
Yeah,
we
right.
want to
Come
see that
on,
shit.
it's Paris.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
I know. I don't know. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get on it. I'm
Okay.
just a procrastinator, and I think that's my problem too with everything. It's like I want this, but it's like, do I really want this? Because I haven't tried, but I really do. It's just I'm slacking.
Sometimes it can be
Just-
overwhelming to have so much or like think
So you're
something.
working on the side as well,
Right? Yeah, and it looks big and it makes you want to like freeze.
Yeah.
You know, it's like too much to tackle, so you don't tackle
like
it.
where do you start?
Right, exactly. It can be overwhelming for sure.
So my friend was telling me like she just started. I think the photographer made her when she sent her pictures to that agency. I was like, did you do a portfolio? She just emailed the pictures. So she just got lucky too.
A lot of
And she's
places,
beautiful, but
they do say just like, oh yeah,
I
just
feel
put
like I need to start a portfolio for pictures.
you should, but also like they'll just say like, take these pictures, and they'll have like examples of the kind of pictures they want. It's literally
Digitals.
like a headshot. Yeah, it's just digitals. A headshot, full body. Like maybe you're wearing like a bikini or something, and then it's like 3 different shoots, and then you just submit them. It doesn't have to be a long portfolio. If you have one, great, but sometimes they don't.
I
they
think I
don't
got on a
demand
website
it.
this week for some agency or something, and they just asked for like 3 pictures to submit. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I can send you some of the ones that I submitted to, like Carol Gleason. Like I heard about that one.
Yeah.
I'm with Posh Models, so like that one's cool. BMG,
nice.
Elite. Like there's a bunch of places you can just send them in, and like they'll either call you or not.
Yeah, it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Sometimes it's even better to sign with like a boutique, like a smaller agency, than signing with the big ones because you have more freedom to like do what
That's
you
the
want.
same thing with like advertising agencies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you sign to like one of the bigger ones, like Elite
Have,
and
like,
Next,
strict.
they'll literally like control everything you do and what you can do and what you can't do, and you'll almost end up missing opportunities sometimes
Yeah.
than if you're with a smaller agency. So
I definitely feel you on the procrastination tip, because even with the podcast, like there was a point in time this year. I started last November. So there was a point in time this year where it was like a gap where I was like, all right, I know I need to edit and start making reels and all that. But every time I would listen to it, I would hate it. And I was like, God, I suck. Like, no one's going to want to listen to this. And it kind of made me feel bad. Like, I'm like, damn, I don't want to sit through this whole
We're
hour.
just so like self-critical about
So
your own
self-critical,
work,
yeah.
but really like other people love it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
just
like-
think it's
You eventually, you got to give yourself grace where it's like, all right, I know I'm feeling kind of bad. Maybe I wasted a month, 2 months, but as long as you don't give up for good, you're never out the game.
Yeah.
So it's like I came back and I was feeling a lot better. I was like, you know what? I'm growing. Like I can just, if it's not great, it is what it is. Keep moving, just do better on the next one. And so
I heard 2 of your podcasts and they were great.
yeah,
liked
no,
it?
I enjoyed.
I was like,
I literally
okay.
watched it on the way here. One time on the way to Miami, I was like, oh, this is
Dope.
cool.
yo,
I
that
was
makes
listening on the way to work and then on the way back home because it was long. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta actually finish on the way back.
dang, that
It's
makes
good.
me,
The one with the 2 models last time.
Yeah, the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
And
one was
I
a good
heard
one, right?
about- Interesting.
Were you a professor or a teacher?
I was a teacher. Yeah, I was a teacher. Did you hear the
I don't
one?
know if
about-
it was your student.
They were my old
was
students
so
on there.
funny.
Yeah, they
That was
were
so
wild.
funny.
I got to get some
Like
more
they
on
were
there.
completely different type of podcast, but it also made me feel like okay, a little more confident. Like okay, I can just talk about whatever.
Yeah.
'Cause I've never done this.
I'm a big Joe Rogan fan, and I love what he's doing, like bringing on scientists and actors, comedians, you know what I'm saying? Like random people who like are community organizers, all types of people, just to have them on, share their
Yeah.
story and their perspective. I find that very valuable. And so I wanted to kind of do my own thing and really have it emphasized on, if I was somebody out there looking for a podcast, like I would want to hear from like random people that maybe aren't super famous yet, but they're still
Yeah.
doing things that I would want to do. You know what I mean?
That you might never like learn about unless you
Yeah,
get
you-
to talk to them.
Exactly. So it's like I
Catch
find
them
that
before they blow up. type.
yeah, and it gives you inspiration. It's like, wow, these are just regular people just like me. You know, like I
Yeah.
can do that shit too. Like people hear your story, like, damn, like she's been modeling since.
Yeah, I'm like
She was
you started when you were
12?
12. I better get on. This.
But then Annie, like, she just started modeling
get on.
too. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's something for everybody. Like it doesn't matter when you start, as long as you do what you want to do and just don't quit for good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You can make it happen.
Right.
Like if you have the chance to try it,
Just
why
try.
not? Like you have nothing to lose.
Yeah, you have nothing to lose.
Absolutely.
And I always think like we didn't come on the planet just to be an accountant or
Yeah. 9 to
you know what I mean? Yeah,
5.
just work a
I
regular
think that's
job.
what I'm like trying to avoid. Like I've done a 9 to 5 before, but I'm like, right now I have a flexible schedule. This is where I should be attempting to try this before I get back into a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, what if it does work out?
Right.
Yeah.
Because
I don't have to do the 9 to 5.
yeah, I mean, like, look, I have a 9 to 5. I'm lucky that because I can work from
sorry.
home. Sorry. No, like actually, I'm lucky because I actually do like where I work.
Yeah.
If you work from home, I mean, that's just
Yeah,
that's a great.
And I work from home, so I can't really complain. But at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you want to do creative, fun things and get paid for it. And so I think a lot of times there's a stigma, especially from like our parents' generation, that's not secure. You shouldn't go for it because it's really risky and you probably won't make it.
Exactly.
But I really try to encourage people to bet on yourself. And more times than not, when you're doing something that you really are passionate about, it gives you energy. You'll be able
They
to
want someone with that interest and passion.
yeah, you'll actually want to do the things that other people wouldn't do because they're not as passionate about it. And so
Right.
that's what's going to propel you to the next level because you have that inner drive that's going to propel you forward versus just this is getting me paid, it's secure, I get benefits, yada yada. I don't want people to settle. That's one of the biggest things in the podcast that I really I don't want people to settle on their dreams just because something was more convenient or easier, the right thing to do, air quotes.
Yeah, I used to go to like the MegaCon conventions, like TampaCon and OrlandoCon.
Is that like comics and stuff?
Yeah. And I would go and I'd cosplay with my friend, but
Lit.
they had actors there and at the time I was more into acting, and I was like talking to this guy, and he was like, like you can always go back to college. You can always work one of those jobs. It will be there, but you won't be your age forever.
Right.
That's
you
true.
know? And I really sat there, I was like, dang, like,
I have a lot more opportunities now. Yeah.
Right. So, like, I mean, I could sit here and try and, like, go to school for 6 years, or I could model while I'm in my prime modeling era and then always go back to school when I'm, in my 40s, 50s, whatever.
Yeah, that's just not going anywhere.
It's not. You can always go back to school,
Always.
And if that's what you want to do, that's great. But if it's, you want to do something that's like modeling or like acting, you start now.
Mm-hmm. I always tell people to listen to that voice inside. I feel like most people know what they want to do, but they're just afraid because
it's always like the judgments, like what are people gonna say?
Right.
So I'm kind of like, let me just work in silence. This is out there now.
Yeah,
And
look, we
let
can't
me
take it
just
back now.
Yeah,
Now we're gonna
maybe
be on
this
your
keep
ass
me
like, yo,
accountable
Annie.
because this is
Yeah.
posted.
And that's something that's really helpful too when you have a community of people to help kind of push you when you can be honest and vulnerable and say, hey, this is what I really want to do. And you have people that'll be like, hey, you said you wanted to do this. Like, are you doing it? You're like, damn it. Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
and if they can relate as well. Like, no judgment.
Sometimes it's easy to give up on yourself, but when you give up on other people, it can be harder.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy, but that's why I think it does help to have friends hold you accountable.
Yeah.
And you're your own harshest critic. So like you said earlier, like, when you take that break and you're like, don't want to do it because you're judging yourself so much, it's like you have to realize that like you're way harder on yourself than anyone will be on you,
And you can even, it's funny because you'll look at other people's stuff and you're like, I know I can do this.
Yeah.
Because I see other people doing it and I know I can do that shit way better.
If a 12-year-old did it, I can do it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, why? But for some reason, we always want, I think it's like imposter syndrome. We just feel like we don't deserve it for some reason. But then I've also learned this. It's like once you just continue to show up and put in the work, it does go away. And you're like, you know what? No, I do deserve to be here. And things start happening for you. Things start clicking. And it just feels a lot more natural.
Right.
So, yeah, like I love the podcast because I love to tell people like, look, I have a bunch of people that I've met that do crazy things. Like I met a guy, he's 23 years old. He opened up his own school.
What?
Oh, wow.
His own boarding school.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
that's
he's
a
like,
new passion I've never heard of.
yeah, like he grew up this is in Albany, Georgia. Like he just was like, yo, like our school system sucks. I need to do something about it. And he ended up opening his own school, like raising thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars off Twitter. Like
What?
That's amazing.
On Twitter?
yeah,
Good
just
for him.
like taking, because he started off like doing like community. He just had some boys in the community like working at his house.
Yeah.
Then he was like doing workshops over the summer, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make this in a school." So he's just taking videos saying like, "Oh, we're taking donations," and it like went viral.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Like, who would have thought that
So,
shit was possible? You know?
Yeah.
Fulfilling.
Yeah,
I think Twitter is a really good platform for that type of stuff.
yeah. Twitter's
Twitter
interesting.
for a while.
So you've been off of it?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, people still use this.
Right?
No, I know they do.
Yeah,
Like,
they
I
do.
realize that, but-
Twitter got really weird during the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
It was very
Like canceling.
canceling. Yeah, and like them like blocking people for going
Very
against.
weird, yeah. I guess at the time it was better, and then it kind of deteriorated. And then we also got TikTok and everything now, so
Yeah.
it's kind of
Oh yeah,
switched
TikTok and
over.
the pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also think it's weird when people try to be really serious on Twitter, but Twitter's nothing but memes,
Yeah.
hilarious jokes.
Right.
What do you guys think about like how anybody who went against like the official like pandemic narrative, they were like blocking them on Twitter? What do you guys think about that?
I don't know anything about that, so I can't speak on that.
Oh, okay. Annie, you know anything about that?
I think so.
Oh, don't worry
if
about
they
it.
posted something that others didn't agree on.
Well, they had like, for example, they had some doctors that were going like, oh, like maybe kids shouldn't get the vaccine, or maybe masks
or
aren't
wear
that.
mask at school.
Yeah, maybe they shouldn't be wearing masks at
Oh,
school.
and then they would just block them.
Yeah, they would just block them instead of letting them
that's where
talk it out.
It just feels a little sketchy.
That is a little sketchy.
It's like if you have nothing to hide, then why would you block someone from saying this?
Facts. Yeah, facts. And even like now that we have TikTok, I'm always weary about like just the way the algorithm is like affecting us as people, because when I see TikTok, it's like they're really going for attention. They want whatever's going to get your attention on that screen and keep it. They're going to keep feeding it to you. Sometimes that could be good or dangerous. Yeah.
It's like specifically curated for you to keep you on the app, basically.
Yeah.
You know?
I kind of, it makes me feel a little like scared sometimes.
Has this ever happened to you where you were like talking about something and then you go on TikTok and like stuff comes up that you were talking about?
Everywhere.
All the time.
Oh my God, it's so creepy. I feel like I'm obviously being listened to because iPhones and like I gotta go into all that, but like I'm listening here like, oh my God.
But sometimes it's like, can I have like an hour? They posted in like 5 minutes. It's like, Jesus.
Right. Even or like ads, you talk about buying something and it's like, now you're getting ads for it everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that.
Like, it made me realize lately, like, to listen to every single thing that's going on in your house.
Everything. Yeah, that's why I don't have an
Alexa.
Alexa, I'm about to call her Amanda.
Yeah.
Hell no, I don't want Google in
my
Hey,
dog
Google,
when we
like,
leave
no.
him. Or like, hey, Google, play dog anxiety music.
Oh.
Does he get anxiety?
That's the only, yes.
Aw.
He's gotten used to it.
What kind of dog is it?
He's a Frenchie.
So cute. Damn, you should have brought him, Loki.
You would have been. He could have sat right here. He could have been the other podcast
Yeah.
member.
Well, right now he's not doing so well because he got a little like eye ulcer.
No.
And so he's in a cone and
Oh, the
I'm
cones.
like imagining him right
The
now.
cones are kind of funny because they can be kind of. They're kind of cute
I made
too.
him he made his first reel on his Instagram.
Really?
yesterday.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Yeah. A part of me is always like, should I just focus on him and make him some content and forget about myself? Because the Frenchies, they be blowing up.
No, they definitely blow up.
He had a girlfriend, or he has a girlfriend. She's a Frenchie. I was puppy sitting her, and because of her is what made me want a Frenchie. I swear to you, like, she has a lot of followers, and Jimmy Fallon contacted her, and they flew her out to the show.
Jimmy
Oh my
Fallon?
God.
Last week, or
For
like 2 weeks
real?
ago, she was on the show.
Wow.
And now I'm like, I think I'm gonna get Phil, my dog.
Hell yeah, that's his
So
girlfriend.
sick.
You have the whole
That's his
story.
You can do anything these days.
Yeah,
I
that's
swear.
crazy.
It's actually really funny. Like, her parents, the dad was playing the violin. He's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And she just starts tearing up.
She starts
really
crying?
starts crying to the song.
Wow, so that.
And it's not like she cries to everything. So
Right.
that was
Wow,
funny.
that's a pretty dope.
She actually has talent.
Yeah, she has real talent. And
Meanwhile, my dog's eye is a little messed up.
that's okay. He's learning his talent though. So wait, how many followers does she have? That's gotta be a lot.
She has like 15,000.
Wow, and Jimmy
But
Fallon's
she's
like,
always posting.
Always
Like,
posting.
She's consistent.
That's what
But
it's
I'm like,
about.
it's all about
Do you
consistency.
see this? It's like, if she can do this, I can do this.
Yeah.
No, facts. That's why you should do both. Do the Frenchie, but you should do yours too. Whatever.
It's just so time consuming. It really is.
Yeah, it is. You should do
Like,
whatever.
It's easy to say,
Yeah, it's
but
a
I
lot.
know I need to put in the work.
It's a lot easier said than done. I've been posting reels like every day, but I feel like the podcast makes it easier because I kind of have a groove now. Like
Yeah.
I can just get clips from this.
Once you get into a rhythm, it's easier.
You
It's
get
The
in a-
more
less
you
like-
do it, you
Yeah.
feel like,
Right.
kinda like the gym. It's like it gets easier the more you do it. It turns into a
Yeah.
habit.
Yeah,
Right. It's like part of your schedule.
Yeah,
you know?
I just wake up every
And
day.
then once
Oh,
you stop, you get lazy again.
right, that's why
Once
you
go on
can't
vacation,
stop.
you can't stop.
You can't stop when you
stop.
when you get the pattern down set, the routine. You have to just keep going, and that's why you got to find something that you enjoy doing, and you'll want to continue doing it. It's like focus more on the process. Like, what
Yeah.
processes do I enjoy doing, and just do that.
I feel like
however long
that's
it
been
takes.
my problem with like content creating. Like I can't find my niche. I can't. I feel like I'm all over the place. It's like I like a little bit of everything, but it doesn't work that way. It's like you have to kind of focus on one subject.
I don't think so. I think that
Way.
if you can be your like self and people will
like
accept you
lifestyle.
and yeah people
So I'm
can
like,
they'll
lifestyle,
accept
I
you and
guess.
love you for who you are, you know. You just kind of
Yeah.
have to put out like you know. And I think like more than ever especially on like TikTok and all these new social media platforms, like transparency and honesty is really what people are appreciating.
Like enjoy to
these
watch
days.
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not,
true.
you know, it's not really about.
I feel like I used to be like when Snapchat started getting popular before Instagram like that.
Right.
I was the one making people's thumb like messed up. Like my stories were super long. I would post everything.
Oh, you were the one.
Talk about everything. The freaking drunk post that you regret the next day. But now, as I'm getting older, I feel like I'm feeling like, oh, no, I'm gonna sound stupid. Like I can't believe I even posted that back then. But it's like that is what people kind of want to see, like
People
your
like
real
vulnerability.
self.
Yeah, people like that.
vulnerability. It's honest and people appreciate that. I
Yeah.
think, you know.
I feel like people also
And
gravitate.
it'll obviously like make you stand out, like you're being yourself.
Yeah, no one
You don't
can
want to
try.
be like everybody
Yeah.
doing the same thing.
Exactly. And I think like that's actually when I started to succeed more in modeling, is when I started to be myself, if that makes sense. Because for the longest time, like I really love like art and tattoos and stuff like that. I've always been into that. I used to do the henna tattoos for like brides when I was in middle
so
school.
cool.
Yeah. So then like I would hold myself back from like getting tattoos and learning how to tattoo and like dyeing my hair and like doing all these things that like were authentically me, because I thought that's like what the modeling agencies wanted, you know? And then as soon as I was like, whatever, I'm going to just be myself, I'm just going to do me. And I started eventually covering my whole entire body with tattoos, and I dyed my hair red, and I started booking all the time because
And it feels so much better because you were able to be yourself and not like
right, you kind of like attract what you put out. And I think when you're putting out like your authentic self and you're being vulnerable and you're being true to yourself, then that's kind of like the energy you'll receive back, you know, and you'll get the type of stuff you want, if that makes sense, you know.
I feel like because I came from Georgia, Miami's obviously like completely different.
Very.
But I'm sure you've noticed, like, and you're not from here either. It's just like this lifestyle. It does feel very superficial. It feels like everyone's judging. And then at the end of the day, I'm like I just want to do like what I like, and nobody actually cares as much as you think they care.
Yeah.
Right.
And even like, okay, maybe some people are putting things out there like their life looks perfect, but they're not really like that happy, you know? So then it makes you realize like, why should you care what people think, you know? Like,
I think people gravitate towards real shit. Like they can tell when you're faking, and they can tell when you're real.
Real, no
And
real.
Real, recognize real. And people are gravitated towards it. They're like, yo, I like this person because he doesn't give a shit. He just does what he wants to do. She just does whatever she wants to do.
yeah.
I saw something that was like, instead of focusing on making content, just be the content. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
That's literally,
like, you're the content.
you are the content.
You don't have to, I mean, because obviously having a niche is important, but I think that comes from
Being
you just
yourself.
be yourself, and then people will tell you what they like, and it's like, oh,
I mean, there's always going to be haters.
there's always
Like,
going to be
with
haters.
Everybody, like
You gotta-
anything.
You got to
And then
ignore the
there's gonna be
haters.
people that support you.
The
so
people
it's
who
like-
support, they'll let you know what they really like. You know, one thing, you might do one video, it really blows up. You're like, oh, maybe make some more videos that were kind of like that, you know? So, yeah, I definitely think the most important thing is just post hella shit. And get in the habit of posting hella shit. Because the
I'm
more,
trying to just start again with like stories. Just
yeah.
even if you post like I guess one thing a day. Because
better-
I'll go
it's
a
better
few
than
days
nothing.
without, and then I'll post again, and then I'll go a few days. I'm like,
Yeah, just try to do
Have to
like
get
one
back.
a day.
I get that.
Do you be posting often, Sky?
I try to. I feel like that's probably something that like is keeping me from going next level, is like my lack of consistency with posting. It's more so like I just don't really know, like I do things like I'm very like in the moment oriented. So like
Yeah.
when I think about something, it's after the fact. So like I
Right.
just do things and I'm like, oh, I should have recorded that.
Right.
You know?
I don't know. I will like record everything. So I used to be the one that would record and record. So I would just post everything, and then later I'm like, oh my god, I shouldn't have posted this one and this one. Now I'm like overthinking it, that I'll record everything and then go post it like 2 days later or something, because I have to pick it out and be very.
It does seem like you're judging yourself a little too
I
harshly.
think I've started that later
Yeah.
in the years.
Just give yourself some grace, because I think it's easy to kind of be hard on yourself, especially when you really want it to be perfect.
Yeah.
That's something I suffer from too. It's like, damn, I want this shit to be so good.
Yeah.
And then you can almost like not want to post anything. But I honestly think it's better to be done than perfect. Like get something out the door that's a finished product versus, everything is 100% right. Because people will still like it, even though there's made a typo or, your hair maybe was just a little bit out of place. Like,
and nothing's perfect.
Nothing's perfect.
Ever.
Yeah.
So, you can spend hours perfecting it. It's still not going to
Still
be perfect.
won't be. Yeah. And I think that perfection thing is an excuse we use to say, oh, I don't want to post it.
I think I have like OCD with like my aesthetic of like the wall. And it's like sometimes I realize like you'll maybe look at it one time on a person and like that's it. But it's like I want it to be in like order and like
I get
the
that.
colors.
I'm the same way. Yeah.
And yet people just look at your like post in the moment, so they're not really going back and looking at your profile.
It
It's
can't
just the first time, and I think I don't know.
Right.
That's
I think that
stops me from.
I think that is a valid one. You want your feed to look good.
But
when
you want it to
swipe
look good
on
too,
it.
yeah. Like
But
aesthetically pleasing.
I think from what I've noticed, like my friends that are also models that have like higher followers and like do more like brand stuff, their feeds aren't cohesive.
Yeah,
It's
I've
like
noticed
random,
that
right?
too.
It's
And
random.
people
Because
that
they're
have a
just-
lot of following,
Yeah.
they post whatever.
They
and
post
I'm
any
like,
type
they're
of
just
shit.
being
I feel
them.
like
They're
I
just
can't do
doing
that or
it.
it's gonna get worse.
It's like
No,
yeah, the
no.
algorithm lately.
The algorithm's wild. I
I've
mean,
seen like the post the whole like I guess they're putting more into the reels.
Yeah,
and not
everything's
the
on Reels.
pictures.
that's how my shit's been growing is from the reels.
I'm
like,
afraid of reels. I haven't tried to
But
make
I feel
one
like
yet.
reels are fun, so I actually like don't mind it.
They
I know
can be.
people hate it, but
I don't know how
it
to
can
make
be
a reel.
fun.
I don't know how to make a reel.
That's
I know
why
you can do it.
I
like-
copped out on the. I mean, I feel like with you,
You could like
you
make
just
a
make
story
picture
and then
reels.
post it on reel.
You can just
Yeah.
do picture type of reels.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
you
it's like
can.
just post like, they have like a template where it'll be like a cool sound or song, and you just put like picture,
Your
picture,
own.
Yeah.
and then it kind of like does it for you.
Okay. I think it's like a daunting task. I feel like
That's how I
reels
feel
are
about
like, oh my
TikTok.
God.
like I never really learned the dances or nothing like that.
Yeah.
no one's
And
done
I'll
that
make
shit.
reels, TikToks, but it's like I do my own style. Like I don't do, I guess.
I mean, some people post on TikTok just like them at their most like unhinged like moments, and that gets very
Yeah.
popular too. It's like there's I think the side that everyone knows about, which is like the dance TikTok and stuff. But there's so many sides you can really go from any
I
direction.
know.
Yeah.
Like I will end up on some random on TikTok and then I'll be curious at their Instagram and it's like a whole different vibe.
Yeah,
Totally
it's like-
different vibe.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I like your TikTok person better because you get to see, like, hear them like talk
And like be
more
yeah.
real. Yeah.
I think for a while I had to get a new TikTok account because I got a new phone and I couldn't log in. But like my old TikTok, it was like videos of me kind of just being like unhinged. Like that's the only way I can
Wild
describe.
enough.
Just me being just unhinged. I guess like, or maybe more so looking unhinged. I'm not really like a crazy person, but and then I linked my Instagram and I feel like it was just like a very weird pathway, like you said, because you're like, they would look at me and be like, what the
What the fuck?
heck? And then they think be like, oh, she's a model. Like that's
Yeah.
so weird because she's
Like a whole different person. Like a
eating
whole different
Cheez-Its with her
personality.
feet right now. And she's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Is
just
that the
stuff
type
like-
of shit you be on?
Yes, no, I'm
That's
serious.
funny as hell.
Like stuff like that. And it's just kind of like a weird, like
So funny.
bridge.
Yeah. I think that's something that's cool about being a person is like you have all these different sides to you. You know,
Yeah.
it's like I can be eating cheeses with my feet, but also I'm
We should do
a
the
model.
ASMR video.
I should, right?
People love weird shit like that
They
too.
do. That's what I'm saying. It's really weird. You can have both.
Yeah.
You can have it all.
Yeah, you can eat your cake and have it too. That's so
Yeah.
nice. People like unique things. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's the cool thing about the internet. You see all types of
But then that
people.
can be like where it gets a little like risky too. Like they want to see people doing stupid things too. That it's
True,
like we don't
yeah.
want to turn everybody into.
Yeah. I think that's where it gets to like what are you doing it for? Some
I
people
feel like it's more of obviously like the really young kids.
some people might be doing it just to get attention and likes.
Mm-hmm.
I would encourage people to just do something that you like to do. Like
Yeah.
I'm making content that I like and I enjoy and that I feel like I would want to consume. You're gonna find your audience like that. Even if it doesn't work out in the short term, as long as you feel good about doing it, you'll have that consistency. Because the algorithm works on consistency too. They want people who they can trust. Like, oh yeah,
Right.
this guy's always posting, so we can blast
Engagement.
his stuff out. Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes I'll make like a video and I'm like, this is way too long. Like I'll see myself and I'm like, oh, this is great. But then I'm like, no, like I'll watch it again and I'm like, this is too long. Because I know if I'm watching someone else, this is too long for me.
Yeah.
But it's like just because you're watching yourself.
You're like,
I'm like,
"Ooh,
okay,
yeah.
let me cut it so people actually want to watch it.
Right. Yeah. No, I think I don't know where the social media landscape is going after TikTok. I can't even imagine. Like, oh wait,
The
you just-
metaverse?
wait, no, she actually just told me about one that I'd never heard of before. That Be Real one.
Oh yeah, have you heard of Be Real? Okay, yeah, I didn't either
This is
until
reels.
well, so it's an app, right? And basically, it notifies you at any random time during the day, and you have 2 minutes to take a picture, and it takes a picture from the front and from the back, and then every one of your friends can like see what you're doing in that moment. You have
Oh my God.
2 minutes to post,
Oh,
and
literally be real.
it's literally be real. What are you doing right now? And it's
So cool.
so fun. Like I didn't think I'd be like on it, but it's really fun.
Like you're on the toilet.
Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly.
In the bathroom.
In the
yeah.
Right
bathroom.
now.
Yeah, no, exactly. And like, it's just really fun. Like I got it like a couple seconds ago, and like this is the first time I've been somewhere like cool where I can take it. I was like, oh
yeah,
snap.
nice.
Yeah, because like I feel like when people post like really cool stuff, and I'm like at home like with my like
Damn it.
eating cheeses with my feet. And I'm like, dang, like this is unfortunate, but it's cool. Yeah.
So it popped
I
up right
wanna
when
get
you were in
that.
here.
That
Yeah.
is fun.
Yeah.
And it's
Wow.
like starting to blow up.
I mean, I don't know.
It's
I
worth a
don't
try.
Yeah, exactly.
fun, yeah.
yeah. I think it's starting in like the college community. Like college kids are kind of like, this is so fun. But I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it just sounds like something fun
Try
to
that.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't know. It's like any moment.
Like some
oh
random
my
shit.
gosh.
Yeah. That shit is fun. Like
I feel like I'm gonna find myself doing the same ones. It's like, man, I need to do something fun in
Yeah,
my life.
that's
What
another
I'm saying, that it was like
Going to work.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like, wait, damn, I might need to start going out. Like all my pictures are just me at the crib.
I'm in bed. I'm in bed. I'm in bed.
Every would it be like 3 p.m., 7 p.m.,
Yeah.
8 a.m. Like, oh, I'm in bed every time.
Exactly.
All right, yeah, maybe I should start getting dressed. Like, fuck. That's awesome. All right, so we can start wrapping it up. I definitely don't want you guys to leave without plugging anything. So, Sky, you still be tattooing people for money or?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have like a Instagram?
I do. It's Skyline Inks. So SKYELINE Inks.
Skyline Inks, nice.
Yeah.
And do you do them like at the house? You have a studio? What do you-
I have a private studio. I specialize in fine line tattoos. So the really small, dainty stuff. I use single needles all the way. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And we'll be expecting big things coming up in New York Fashion Week.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm so excited. I'm manifesting a
Oh my
really
gosh.
big show. So hopefully I'll be
Yes.
doing that and I'll keep you posted.
Nice. Yeah, we'll be following. I'm excited.
Yeah.
And Annie, what you got going?
Getting started.
Getting started? Yeah. We need
Getting
you to
motivated and
we need you to take them pictures and start applying this shit, right?
I still have a lot of pictures to edit from the Meet Your Muse that I still
and
wanna post.
the Paris thing too.
Yeah, girl.
Every year I'm like, I'm gonna post this on because I did them in December of 2018. So I'm like, okay, in December I'm gonna post. Oh, I was there
Yeah.
a year ago or whatever. Now it's 4 years ago.
4 years ago. Hey, better late than never. I'm gonna be
It's
on
also
your
'cause
ass
it's
now.
like a winter outfit, so I feel like I have to post it in the
Like
winter.
December time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should. Well, hey, it's
No, I'm gonna do it in December. Also, my best friend just went to Paris, and I was like,
Without
low
me.
key jealous. Like, I better post my Paris pictures, but now it's gonna look like I'm posting them just because I saw.
oh right, yeah. But no, you definitely need to do it.
Yeah,
And you need to apply and start modeling too, because
I just need to like build my book and just take pictures.
facts.
Pretty much.
Well, I'm gonna be in your ear like, yo, did you do what you were gonna say?
Did you take your
No.
digitals?
Yeah,
Did
you,
you submit?
did you take your digits?
I
Yeah,
want to
so
keep me accountable.
yeah, exactly. We can make it happen.
Absolutely.
And then I'm gonna pull up on you at work too.
Oh well,
Or, you know, not
which,
really.
Which job?
I was talking about the restaurant job.
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah.
Because I was like, well, bang, you can't really pull up.
Yeah, I
to
can't
our
really pull
house. That's why I was like,
But if you have any like cases of Bang products you need to get rid of, hit me up. I definitely
oh, if
would.
you're in the area, I'll sample you.
Yeah, sample
But
me,
I
yeah.
can't just like give you a case.
all right, fair enough. At least not on camera, right? We can't say that. No, that's awesome. Well, yo, I really appreciate this. We might have to run it back maybe like after Fashion Week or something like that.
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
So